What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name is Carrie, and today is a very, very exciting day. I am filming this on April 26th. It will not go up for a while because I film, far apart from when they go out, but it's a very exciting day. Both my parents are getting their first science-juiced shot of this thing that as a globe we've been fighting for some time, but I won't say because I don't want to get demonetized. Oh, I'm so excited. It's a huge, huge relief, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get some science juice myself. So, what am I doing to celebrate? Filming this video. And I thought I would film this one because I get a lot of messages pretty much daily through various means to talk about pens and my recommendations and what to do if things are broken or whatever. And a lot of times people are like, oh my gosh, like, how do you know all of this? And I mean, the answer is I've been in this for a long time. I've been doing this for many, many, many years. And just my own trial and error, my own research, my own experience, all of the above has gotten me to the point where I'm at now. And by no means am I saying I'm perfect. I make plenty of mistakes. I still get ink all over myself. And I just kind of deal with it because, it's par for the course. But I have made some classic fountain pen mistakes. So I thought I would share them with you. And probably the most common mistake that everyone makes, whether you're new, old, somewhere in between, whatever, you've all been there. And that is just straight up dropping the pen. So like, it doesn't matter whether it's a Kaweco Sport that doesn't cost very much, a $2 pen, $1,000 pen, bajillion-dollar pen. Doesn't matter. If you drop it, you get the same like, oh, feeling. Especially if the lid is off of it and you drop it with the nib exposed. That is always the worst feeling. And I have done both, thankfully not very often, where I've dropped it with the lid on, and I've also dropped it with the lid off. I've also been very lucky. Count my lucky stars. Knock on wood. I have never ruined a pen. I have ever so slightly bent the tines after a drop, but it's nothing like a quick can't fix, and it was good to go. So I've been very fortunate. I haven't had any pen massacres from dropping it, but I certainly have. So that's definitely one that I've done. The second mistake that I have made is splaying the tines on a fountain pen. This happened early on in my career, career, hobby, whatever you want to call it. And it happened to the Noodler's Ahab pen. I got that pen very early into my fountain pen experience, and I did not handle it very well. I knew it was a flex pen, so I thought you could just go to town. I didn't realize that while it's a flex pen, it's not like a flexi pen. Like, it's not, like a dip nib or something. So I went to town on it. Plus I was having flow issues, so I was pressing even harder there. All the classic mistakes, and I definitely splayed the tines and ruined the nib. Thankfully, it's on a very cheap pen where you can buy replacement nibs very easily. So not too much time or money lost on that mistake, but certainly one that I learned the hard way. So what else have I done? Anytime I film a video where I show you guys like cleaning pens, a lot of you get super nervous that I don't have a drain cover on my sink, so that if I drop something, it doesn't go down the drain. Well, I have done that one time. I've been in the fountain pen world for 5+ years, like heavily into it for 5+ years, cleaned probably thousands of pens at this point, and I've never once dropped anything down the drain. But I actually did, and I want to say it was 2 or 3 summers ago. I don't remember the exact year. I know it wasn't 2020, so maybe it was 2019, but could also have been 2018. I dropped the nib unit to an Aurora Optima fountain pen that I had down the drain. Thankfully, it did get caught in the U-bend, so I was able to do just, a quick bit of surgery, get the U-bend apart, and, it got caught there, so I was able to get it out no problem. And thankfully, nothing bad happened to it. So the tines were still perfect, the feed was still perfect, everything was still perfect. So I got really lucky there. Did I learn my lesson? Ultimately, no, because I still don't cover the drain. But I mean, one in thousands and thousands, it happens, So I've definitely done that. Probably the first mistake I ever made with a fountain pen was using it on really shirty non-fountain pen friendly paper. So I've told this story many times, so I'll kind of gloss over it, but real quick, the highlights, the quick and dirty, is I bought the Pilot Metropolitan off of Amazon. It was my first fountain pen, and I just used it on regular old copy paper, like just printer paper, regular printer paper, and it was terrible. I hated it. I thought fountain pens were stupid. I almost threw away the hobby because it was awful, 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 awful. And then I realized after watching a couple videos, thanks Brian from Goulet Pens, on YouTube many years ago, that it was the paper's fault. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't the pen's fault. It was the paper's fault. So, I mean, is that a mistake using really bad paper, unintended paper? No, but it is a common mistake that people make early on in the game because they just don't know better. So I definitely did that. So I've dropped it. Another one I've done, and this one I still do, which isn't really a mistake. It's mostly just lazy, but it's a mistake early on in the game if you don't know better. Now I'm just purely lazy. And that is not cleaning the pens thoroughly and often enough. So this one, like I said, comes out of laziness. More often than not, I try and keep only a handful of pens inked up because then when it comes time to clean it, I don't have to invest too much time, because if it's going to be more than like 40 minutes, I don't want to do it. My patience wears thin after that, and I'm just done. So I usually will have like up to like 6-ish inked up at a time, and then I'll clean them all out and then start with a new 6. But sometimes I don't clean them fast enough, and then they just kind of sit there half dried out, and then they get goopy and crusty and bleh. So it's a mistake not to clean them enough, when, you're new because you don't necessarily know better. Now it's a mistake that I made just because I'm lazy and I don't necessarily want to do it. If it's a pen that's being lent to me or, it's not my pen, then I'm really good about making sure that they're super clean because it's somebody else's. But when it comes to my personal ones, especially if they're not like, super expensive or crazy material that like I can't, just quickly repurchase like a Kaweco or something. I'm sometimes lazy. I go pretty well. I could go pretty good about it, like for a few months time, like where I'll like, only have a few pens inked up and then I'll clean them all and then ink up a few more, clean them all. And then, sometimes when things get busy, I'm just too lazy and don't want to do it. Currently though, I only have 2 pens inked up. And that is a custom 912 with a Waverly nib and the Leonardo Memento Zero Perugna that I with the extra fine nib that I just got in not too long ago. This one has Blueberry Muffin from Monteverde in it, and this one has Saguaro Green from Robert Oster in it. So I only actually have those 2 pens inked up currently, so I'm being really good about it. But like I said, I'm filming this at the end of April, so who knows what I'll be like in the summer. Because hopefully if life gets a little bit better after everyone gets their science juice, then we should be able to have some fun again, because oh boy, is Canada, specifically Ontario, shirting the bed with vaccine rollouts. We are probably one of the worst in the country, by the country I mean the world, except for maybe like Brazil and India at this point. But Ford, our premier, is just the worst garbage human of all time. But I mean, it's just a small opinion. It's fine. Even Trudeau is not handling this super well. But yeah, that probably stirred the pot if you're Canadian. Hopefully by the time this rolls out, which I think will be the beginning of June, we're in a much better place. And I'll be able to watch this and be like, you're fine. But I don't know. You can only take this life one day at a time these days. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about that because I'll just go forever. So those are basically what I've done. I've dropped it, not cleaned it enough, splayed the tines on my Noodler's Ahab, dropped a nib down the drain, and used on very poor paper. So those are probably like the top 5 mistakes that I have made. Thankfully, I've never really made a mistake that I couldn't come back from. I'm sure I've made others, just can't really think about them right now. But I am curious, what fountain pen mistakes have you made? If you haven't yet already, Brian Goulet at the Goulet Pen Company posted a video a long time ago about fountain pen mistakes. And one of them was like cleaning out a pen with like acetone or something like that, and the whole thing melted. I think they put a Preppy in there. I've never done anything like that. So I can't, tell fascinating tales that way, but that video was just so funny when that part happened. But yeah, let me know what you guys have done in the comment section down below, if you've made any mistakes that you couldn't come back from. Yeah, and hit that like button if you like it. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more like it. I would very much appreciate it. Most of you who watch my videos are not subscribed. New videos come out every Monday and Friday with the occasional Q&A on Tuesday. If you're still watching 12 and a bit minutes in, I very much appreciate you. You guys are the reason I make these videos. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.